let's move to the issue of Labour Party. Labour Party. So many things are happening with Labour Party. Now, before now, we didn't have this issue with Labour Party. Usually it happens like that when something, the bigger you become, the bigger your problem. When you are nothing, nobody knows you exist, and things probably have your peace. But by the time you begin to grow, you begin to have problems that are synonymous, that are synonymous to your growth. That's exactly what is happening with with Labour Party. Labour Party, of course, nobody saw Labour Party to be this party today. Honestly, nobody, I don't think, except someone is a prophet or whatever who saw the vision, but as a human being and the political current affairs watcher, I don't think there is anyone who could have predicted prior to 2023 election, who could have predicted that Labour Party will be this prominent, will be this threatening to the ruling party, sort of. So Labour Party has become so popular and so threatening to the ruling parties that they are now fighting themselves, because everybody now sees that, oh, this man, my God, this thing has become so huge. So everybody wants to, they are fighting now to get the hold of the lion's share of the party. I think that is exactly what is happening, sort of. So so many things are there, so many power play going on. The OB factor, yeah. Surprisingly, two enemies now have come together to fight a common. Honestly, I was surprised that someone like Abure, the current chairman, the current chairman has united with his worst antagonist in the party to fight against this. I'm surprised that Abure is actually going against Obi. Now their problem now is actually to make sure Obi does not. I don't know. This is crazy. Do we still see? My question now is, based on what is happening with the with Labour Party at the moment, do we still see Labour Party sustaining that threat? That of course, even the threat we're talking about the threat. Honestly, I still see the hand of opposition party, sorry, the ruling party in Labour Party. They're just trying to scatter the hope or whatever. So my question is, do we still see Labour Party, the power they wielded in 2023 election? Do we still see such power being sustained going into 2027 election? Barrister. Oh, sorry. Shegun.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Yes, it is possible, and no, it's going to be difficult. Yes, it is possible if they put their house in order, if the executives of the political party, the bigger picture, and not look at themselves. If they agree that as an opposition, they understand that the powers that be, especially the APC, will definitely come after them to tear the party apart. Why? Because of their own interest. What the Labour Party did in Lagos and some parts of Nigeria showed clearly how powerful the voice of the people can be, where you protest with your votes and say, okay, look, we don't want XYZ here anymore. All we need to do is put somebody forward. And of course, if the person clinches the ticket, represent us. But what I think they didn't put into consideration was the proper planning to see or probably have an ideology that they could follow. It was just more or less like a movement of people who wanted power to shift from where it was and, of course, go elsewhere where they think it will be better without properly planning for the future. So it's going to be very difficult for them to get out of this unless they put their house in order. I think the party, if they want to look at the party as and Peter Obi, it's going to be very difficult. They need to see it beyond Peter Obi and see it as a party that is there to liberate the people and create a voice away from the old brigade, something that is different, something that is new, that the people can embrace and see as a stepping stone.
Yeah, but one thing you should understand, we all know that the Labour Party of today couldn't have been the Labour Party of today without Peter Obi. So this current Labour Party, now Labour Party as a party, it has nothing to do with Peter Obi. But the one we have today, Peter Obi is the reason why we are talking. In fact, he's the reason now why we are even discussing Labour Party issues today. Without Peter Obi, we couldn't have been discussed. So they cannot. While the Labour Party is an institution, I agree with you. They build an institution in a way that it will stand the test of time. That it shouldn't revolve around anybody or whatever. So, but unfortunately, that is we just can't shy away from that. It is inseparable right now. Peter Obi and the Labour Party and the current Labour Party, the popularity of Labour Party are inseparable. You pull Peter Obi away, you don't have the current Labour Party that is popular now. That's just the truth. So I can understand why everybody is now, and the party now is now coming to hold on to everything. At this moment, honestly, it revolves around Peter Obi. Peter Obi pulls out of that party is gone. And that is why even the followership, most part of Labour Party followership are not even members. The most part of it are not members. They are the obedience. They are what we refer to as obedience. So that is just the barrister. Please, what's your opinion? What's your thought on this?
Yes, I wholeheartedly agree with you. For the simple reason that Labour Party existed long ago.
Yes.
It was actually formed by the Nigerian Labour Congress. But in all the years that it was formed from inception up to last year, the NLC that founded or formed the Labour Party could not bring it to respect or prosperity or popularity. It was the entry of the obedient movement headed by Obi that has catapulted the Labour Party into prominence. And they came, if you know, and also recall that Nigeria has always been a two-party state. Even though on paper and by law, there were a multitude of parties. There are actually two parties that have been jostling for power as between the PDP and the APC. It was the campaign of Peter Obi from PDP and his entry into the Labour Party that catapulted the Labour Party into prominence, into a credible platform for politicians to seek to contest under. Before this, no credible politicians were seeking to contest under Labour Party, but they always go to a platform where there is a credible possibility that they can achieve their aims. And when the obedient movement came into Labour Party, it became what it is today. If today, just like you pointed out, Peter Obi should leave the Labour Party, they will go back to their former obscure party that they used to be. And as things stands now, I always say the political realignment that is going on towards 2027 will determine the fate or the continued prominence of Labour Party. We cannot for now say clearly that Peter Obi will remain in that party or we use it as a platform to contest for president in 2027. It's too early to say that. If for any reason he leaves that party, the party will go back to its obscurity it has always been. And you see a consequential shift of politicians to another platform that would seem credible for them to use to actualize their ambitions. So the coming into the equation, making the third party in Nigeria, as opposed to the two previous parties that have always jostled for power, meant that the two big parties, and I always mention, even on this platform we discussed, it was not just the APC that had interest in destroying or destabilizing the Labour Party. The PDP of its own also had interest because they want to face one common enemy. They want to face one enemy as opposed to two. And then secondly, most of the support base of the PDP coalesced into the Labour Party with the defection and subsequent entry of Obi into Labour Party. So the PDP stood to lose more from a rising Labour Party than even the APC. Remember, the whole Southeast used to be a hunting ground for PDP, and that region all were swept into the Labour Party. So both at a point, both two major parties had interest and actually took actions to destabilize the Labour Party. But of course, the ruling APC had more resources and had more reason to destabilize the Labour Party so that it will not constitute a threat to their power or to their gaining power. And the same still holds today. They will continue to intrigue so that their hold on power will not be affected by the Labour Party as a third party.
Shegun, you have any response?
Yes, I do. Well, you've Barry, yourself and Barrister have already cleared everything that I wanted to say, because I was going to come to that part too, that if peradventure the person of Mr. Peter Obi decides to leave the party, that is the end. It is quite unfortunate that as Nigerians who are looking for liberation, who have refused also to protest against bad leadership, we don't see Labour Party as that space, that opportunity, that chance for us, that door for us to break away from the norm. Because both the APC and the PDP have not offered anything that is credible or forward-thinking, like what Labour Party put forward. Yes, unfortunately, people would say that they don't like the character of the obedience. They don't like the character of the people who support the person of Mr. Peter Obi. But of course, if you look at it, the gentility of Nigerians has not yielded anything. Yeah. You were saying earlier on that people are afraid to die. But, you know, there's no way you can make an omelette without breaking an egg. So people need to understand and support that political party so that it doesn't die. But unfortunately, we're in Nigeria. Once one or two people take money, they will sabotage the political party in favor of. As long as people get what they would eat and they get what they will put in their pockets, that is the end of the political party. We are talking about Labour Party today. Even the PDP is far worse. The PDP have a chairman, a sitting chairman, who is a stooge to another stooge, who is a stooge to the government. I'm talking about the person of Wike and Damagun. Yeah. He was planted there by Wike, and you all know what he is doing. Whatever it is that the PDP is doing anywhere that reflects the progression, he shuts it down for the ruling party. So the problem of all of these political parties is not just the leadership, it's about the people. They themselves don't seem to understand that this is an opportunity to liberate the people. We were discussing the other day and somebody said, oh, you think it's going to be easy for Abure, after making so much money and making so much name and fame, to just abandon his office and leave? Most Nigerians, once they get into an office, before they get there, they are soft and nice and sweet. Immediately they get there, they become something else. They become a different animal. And that is exactly what is happening. My fear now is that I hope that at the end of the day, this party will not sink in, because if it sinks, then we're going back to the two-party state. Except, of course, there's going to be some form of merger between all of these political parties, which we have been hearing about, that it is coming. That there's going to be a merger of 4 political parties, a big mega party that is going to upturn the APC. But it is not just upturning them that is important. It is the integrity of the people and the integrity of the people who are going to lead this political party that is very important. Unfortunately, from what I see from this end, the Labour Party may not survive the uprising that is coming. With Abure, it is not going to be the end of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you are right.
Let me add, I want to add something to that.
Go ahead.
That, like I said before, Labour Party has existed before. They had nothing to offer Nigerians. Even as of today, they have only one thing to offer Nigeria, and that is Peter Obi. Apart from that, they have no product to sell to Nigerians. Yeah. So their whole party depends on just that one product, and that product is a person. So depending on the whims and caprices or the political leanings, if that person decides whatever he decides, that will spell the survivor or death of the.
Okay, now that brings me to this question. Now, why if all the three of us have agreed on one point, and that point is Peter Obi and Labour Party are inseparable. Otherwise, Labour Party will go down the drain. We'll go back to what it was. If we both three of us have agreed on this point, why then? What makes sense? Can you people? Can you make sense out of Abure and Arabambi and what's the other guy? What the other faction? Whatever. Coming together to actually oust Peter Obi out of probably take this ticket from Peter Obi ahead of 2027.
What I think is that in politics, once a platform starts becoming credible, you have several interests, both against and in favor of that platform. Those who want to destabilize it, those who want to promote it. So the forces begin to act against each other. As it is, the prominence and credibility of the Labour Party with the coming into it of Peter Obi has made some people or given some people sleepless nights. I believe that the initial crisis between Abure and Rabembi and the rest was sponsored. Now, both of them, at a point, Abure emerged victorious, so to speak. The other group was relegated to the background. Now, Abure himself is in the storm. He himself is in the storm. So he's fighting for himself to maintain his position and his privileges. And in fighting for that, he casts his looks and see that he needs these people that he fought and defeated to amalgamate with him and strengthen, and he conceived that will strengthen him to hold on to his position and fight. If you remember, there is talk of Peter Obi even leaving the Labour Party. Yeah. If you remember, Okonkwo even talking about it, who was the spokesman of Peter Obi during the campaign, he has said publicly on the issue of Labour Party. So Abure is already feeling threatened, and in order to strengthen his position and consolidate his position, he has to bring in the people he has defeated because they are no longer a threat to him, bring them in and present a face of unity within the party structure. I think that is what he's trying to do now.
No, so that hold on. So, sorry, you still have not. I'm trying to. I need someone to actually make sense out of this this alignment, because you still have not. You've not given me that. You've not made sense out of it. We all, like I said, three of us, we all agree. We agree that Peter Obi is the pillar of the today's Labour Party. Today's Labour Party. Without him, Labour Party goes back to what it was. A sort of so now, and Abure, all the money, as this guy Shegun said, he has made so much money or whatever. All the money and the influence he wielded during the 2023, during and after the 2023 election, was based on Peter Obi's image. Now, what makes I need someone to make sense out of the reason behind this issue, this coming together of common enemies to fight another enemy, another perceived enemy. Why will the powers that be in Labour Party now come together to fight against Peter Obi becoming the flag bearer in 2027? Because that is what the fight is all about.
Yes. Sorry, if I may come in, we have answered this question. Look, The opposition party does not want the Labour Party. The two opposition parties, the ruling party and the PDP, the APC and the PDP, don't want the kind of surprise that the Labour Party put forward in the last elections. They took Lagos. Despite all the fact that they used the courts to twist the results and tell us that what we saw was not actually what happened. They took Lagos. Labour Party took Lagos.
Okay.
Lagos, which is supposed to be the base of the president, they took Lagos. So as it is, they see PDP, they see the Labour Party as an opposition that could cause them a lot of damage, particularly the ruling party, because nobody is sure of what is coming next after what they did in the last election. So
okay.
Everybody, the barrister actually told you clearly, in clear terms, nobody wants an opposition that is going to give them a headache. Both the Labour, the APC and the PDP. Bulk of the people who left the PDP were the people who consisted 80% of the people who conducted the elections and voted for the Labour Party. Okay. So nobody wants that kind of opposition.
All right. All right, thank you. Okay, I think that makes sense to me now. So, what, in a nutshell, barrister, what we have here is the ruling party now influencing Abure. They are probably behind Abure and Apapa coming together. Right, that is the bottom line. That's the sense you're trying to make.
That is the bottom line, but that's not all. There are other dynamics as well. The latest statement, if you listen to Abure, I think yesterday or day before yesterday, he made a statement and said they are the only party that has already put forward their presidential candidate for 2027. He made that statement, I believe, yesterday, that Labour Party as of today is the only party that already has a presidential candidate for 2027. They have not given up on Peter Obi. They have not given up on Peter Obi, but they are also preparing for any eventuality. So you have to understand that they have not given up on him. For them, it will be better for him to lead the party, but in the event that it does not work, because they have privileges, a prestigious party rising up, the principal actors in terms of chairman, secretary, and all this other, they have a lot of privileges. They make money, they make influence, they gain popularity. They have a lot to gain by Peter Obi remaining in that platform. But that is not to say they will sit on their oars. From feelers coming from Peter Obi and his camp, nobody can guarantee that he will be there to lead the party. So it is better for them to prepare both ways for any eventuality.
All right,
sorry. Then again, you need to remember, the Labour Party was created, I think it was under General Olusegun Obasanjo when he was president.
Yes.
It was the Labour Party, the SDP was also created. If you look at the dynamics of politics in Ondo State and Ekiti, it has always been very, very difficult for the PDP to win over those states clearly and cleanly, except, of course, if the political gladiators there would decide to join the PDP like Mimiko did when he left Labour Party for SDP, then SDP for the PDP. So the Labour Party, as a matter of fact, was more or less like an arm of the PDP. So what they do eventually is, okay, look, for the governorship and every other position, yes, the candidates may contest. But for presidency, everybody would throw in their hearts for the PDP. That has always been the call right from time before now. So like a barrister submitted, it's going to be quite unfortunate if Mr. Peter Obi leaves the Labour Party. That is the end of the political party, as it were. Once he leaves, it collapses. If he stays there, beautiful. Because we need that kind of opposition to stretch the two political parties that are powerful, so that people would have an alternative to the people that we've had before, that we've tested, who have failed us and who have put us in this pit.
All right. Thank you very much for that. And that brings us to the conclusion of that topic. Let's move to the next. Now, the next one is